Friends, we are making videos very hard on our channel. We need your support a lot. Your one like and comment gives us a lot of energy, so please support. Thank you.
In a small, humble village in India named Surajpur, there lived a diligent farmer, Raghuveer. Raghuveer was a man of approximately 35 years of age. With the heavy burden of life's experiences resting upon his shoulders, a radiant glow of honesty shining brightly on his face, and the earthy scent of the soil always clinging to his hands, he tirelessly toiled in his fields. Most people in the village simply referred to him as Kisan Raghu. His reputation was known throughout the entire region because he was so incredibly hardworking and genuinely simple that no one could help but praise him. But Raghuveer's life was not always easy. His small farm was barely enough. The weather was often unpredictable, sometimes favorable, sometimes turning bad, and then there were the separate expenses for his sick mother's medicines at home. Even so, Raghuveer never gave up. His mother always used to say,
"My child, the effort you put into your work never goes to waste. Just have patience."
But sometimes, life truly puts one's patience to the ultimate test. The monsoon season, which never truly arrived, meant that year, Surajpur received almost no rainfall at all. The fields had cracked open, deep fissures filled with dust, and many farmers had simply given up on sowing their crops. Raghuveer would wake up each morning and head to the field. He'd pick up the soil in his hand, examine it closely, and then take a long, deep breath. His mother then explained something to him.
Raghu, this time we have the divine blessing of God. No, you just need to make an honest effort.
Raghuveer said, "Mother, I will certainly put in the effort, but how will our family manage to survive without a harvest?" Mother smiled.
Have you ever been intimidated by the challenges of a difficult journey?
It was this very thought that gave Raghuveer strength, but deep within his heart, a nagging fear also lingered. What if this year's harvest failed again? Would he be able to afford his mother's treatment? Could he even manage to save their family farm? Would he be forced to leave his village and seek labor work in the city? One day, Raghuveer was on his way to get seeds using the old path that ran alongside his field, and further ahead, there was a small forest. The villagers rarely ventured into that forest. They used to say that the place was mysterious and a little frightening. On the way, he encountered a very old woman, with torn clothes covering her head, a heavy bundle of wood in her hand. She was barely able to walk, struggling with every step. Raghuveer immediately went to him.
"Auntie, why are you trying to lift such a heavy load of wood? Let me help you with it."
And he put the wood on his shoulder. The old woman's face showed a mix of both relief and happiness. She said,
"My dear child, who truly extends a helping hand to anyone these days. You, however, possess such a truly kind and generous heart."
Raghuveer offered a smile.
Mother, helping others is a fundamental human duty.
The two of them, walking side by side, arrived at the small hut near the forest. The old woman said,
"My child, I have nothing to give you in return, but I will pray for your well-being."
Raghuveer said it quite naturally.
Amma, your prayers are truly all I need.
Amma, with a gentle gesture, indicated for him to take a seat. After a short while, she went inside and then returned. In her hands, she held a gleaming, slender, golden staff. Its appearance was quite ordinary, yet it was adorned with some peculiar, intricate carvings. Amma then spoke.
This stick is not an ordinary one. It is truly magical.
Raghuveer was startled. Amma shook her
Magical.
head.
Yes, but it only works in the hands of those who are noble and truly hardworking. Just give it a gentle turn, and whatever you truly desire in your heart, it will fulfill. But you must remember, never use it for selfish reasons or out of pure greed. Otherwise, this wand will lose its magic.
Raghuveer had a sense of doubt within him.
Is magic something that actually exists in reality?
But the brightness in Amma's eyes, it did not seem to be a lie. She then took the staff into her hand. The staff felt slightly warm, as though some kind of energy was pulsating within it. Raghuveer then spoke.
"Mother, I will not be able to forget your compassion."
Amma offered a comforting
Amma
smile.
gave a smile.
Whenever your spirit feels troubled or afraid in a deep forest, just make sure to remember the stick.
Raghuveer arrived at his house. His mother then asked him a question.
Son, what is this bright glowing stick you're
Raghu
holding?
made a statement.
Mom, a kind old lady gave it to me. She said that it's a magical one.
The mother chuckled
oh,
softly.
my dear son, where does magic even exist in this day and age? You might be
Raghu
right,
burst
Mom.
out laughing.
Perhaps you are.
But that very night, when Raghuveer went to inspect his fields, a sudden strong wind began to blow. The clouds started to thunder loudly, and as if on cue, the rain began to pour down. Raghuveer got completely drenched. His eyes lit up with joy.
Is this actually what's going on?
The very next morning, a gentle soft green was clearly visible across the entire field. The dry, barren soil, after enduring many long months, was finally smiling for the very first time. Raghuveer then slowly and carefully picked up the magic wand and quietly said to himself,
"Oh, magic wand, if you truly possess any power, then please make my barren land fertile."
The stick began to emit a soft ethereal blue light, and Raghuveer was instantly filled with fear.
Oh my god, this is truly...
And the very next day, the soil became soft, as if new life had been breathed into it. Raghuveer now started to believe Amma's words were true. Raghuveer knew that if he truly wished, he could grow the most abundant crops with his stick. He could have gained immense wealth, great luxury, a beautiful home, and a thriving business. But he always remembered his mother's words. Don't let greed get the better of you. He made up his mind.
If this staff truly holds any power, I will use it solely for the benefit of all.
The impoverished farmers of the village, whose agricultural fields had completely dried up, whose households were facing a severe shortage of food provisions, Raghuveer would silently approach their plots of land during the night and gently wave his staff. And then, in the morning, those very people would often exclaim,
"Oh, how did our land become so soft all of a sudden? What kind of miraculous rain was this?"
Raghuveer would just continue to smile.
Perhaps it is a blessing from God, brother.
Gradually, lush greenery began to spread across the entire village. The farmers were happy, and the children were joyful. Smiles returned to the faces of the elders. Danpal, the village chief, who was very wealthy but equally greedy, was utterly astonished to witness this. How had the village suddenly transformed so completely? He immediately suspected Raghuveer.
This man is quite poor, but his fields are looking the very best. There must be some kind of secret to it.
He started keeping a close watch on Raghuveer, and one evening, he saw Raghuveer holding a staff in his hand. It had a faint blue glow. Danpal's eyes widened with pure greed.
If I could only get my hands on this particular stick, I would instantly become the most powerful landlord in the region.
He made a plan to steal the stick. One night, Danpal, along with his men, stealthily entered Raghuveer's house. Raghuveer was awakened by the noise and began to speak.
Who's it?
Danpal then spoke.
Tell me, where exactly is that stick? You must hand it over to me
Raghuveer
now.
is astonished.
Understand, this particular stick is truly magical. But your heart, I can see, is completely filled with greed. Therefore, this is absolutely not meant for you.
Danpal shouted out in great anger.
There's no need for you to explain this. Why would a useless farmer even have something like that?
He reached up, tempting even to snatch the stick. The instant his fingers closed around it, the stick immediately began to turn black, and within moments, it disintegrated into a pile of ash. Danpal was gripped by an overwhelming sense of fear.
What in the world has happened
Raghuveer,
here? My
he
mother
then spoke.
always used to say that the staff is meant only for a truly good person. Greed, however, will always destroy the staff.
Danpal fled, completely overcome by fear. Raghuveer slowly sat himself down. His sturdy walking stick had broken. He was feeling incredibly sad.
I only ever used it for the benefit of others. Why did it break?
Suddenly, that very same blue light began to spread throughout the room. But this time, there was no wand to be seen. Then a voice was clearly heard.
Raghuveer, my dear son, that wand was nothing more than a simple test. The real magic, my boy, truly resided in your diligent effort and your pure intention, not within that mere stick. Raghuveer then slowly looked all around him.
No one was there, yet his eyes filled with tears. His staff was broken, but the fields remained green. The village soil was fertile because Raghuveer had truly toiled. The staff was merely a help, but true strength lay in Raghuveer himself.